Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast heading into this Thursday. Yesterday, we had our warmest day of the week with mid-80s. Will be a little bit cooler, certainly less humid today. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But I want to recap the first half of the month. It has been very, very, very warm. Temperatures have been near or below average for only 3 days, last week, Monday through Wednesday, but since then, it has been unseasonably mild. We've had a few days worth of rainfall, ironically, both Monday and Tuesday of the past couple of weeks. And taking a look at our rainfall for other places, got 0.44 inches of rain in Topeka, more than that, though, in Manhattan, and certainly even more than that in Emporia and Concordia. We could certainly use more rain, at least for the month, in Topeka and Manhattan, but more for the year everywhere with the exception of Manhattan. So bottom line is more rain is needed. We're monitoring more rain, but not for today. October so far, average high 80.6. That actually is a little bit cooler than what we had for the first 15 days last year. And an average would be 72.4. Factoring in lows that have also been very, very warm. We're almost 9 degrees above average for the month so far. The coolest temperature being 44, the hottest being 88. And we've had 0.44 inches, as I just mentioned. As I mentioned, no rain today with temperatures that will be in the low 80s. Lots of sunshine for the area, and we'll continue to stay on the unseasonably warm side. Remember, 69 is average for this time of year. So our UV index is back at a 5. So certainly just be cautious of today. Yes, cooler. Yes, less humid. So more comfortable, but just be mindful of the heat. If you start feeling it, make sure to head inside. Lots of sunshine through the majority of the day. If we do get any cloud cover, it'll be after 4 o'clock. So the last few hours of daylight. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight. If there is going to be any rain tonight, which I don't have in the official forecast, but I will mention it obviously, there is a slight chance of a few spotty showers or sprinkles. Nothing meaningful, so that's why I'm not putting it in the official forecast and it's not in the 8-day. Tomorrow, though, we'll have an opportunity, especially in the afternoon, for some isolated activity. This model keeps us dry completely until after sunset, so it is a very low probability, but we'll keep an eye on it. Better chance as we head into the evening, so between 8 and 10, notice areas along and south of I-70 will be where the bulk of the rain is. So be mindful of that if you have any outdoor plans. And then for the rest of Friday night into early Saturday morning, we'll continue with that rainfall. Most of Saturday is dry, and then as the secondary cold front, we're kind of watching 2 cold fronts. Our secondary cold front will be coming through late Saturday into Saturday evening. That might bring a chance of rain to the area. This is the first time that models are indicating this, and most models still continue to keep us dry. So this is still an outlier, but it is something that is worth watching for areas north of I-70 and especially along the Nebraska-Kansas border for some rain. That might also bring some gusty winds to the area for a brief period of time Saturday afternoon too, so we'll monitor that closely. Otherwise, rainfall through Saturday morning. The graph was the one that you just saw. That's also the one that's giving us the most rainfall. So it's not a guarantee that we're going to get that much rain. But I really think that that's going to be where the line of rain is, at least the heaviest of the rain. Hiawatha, down towards Manhattan and areas to the southeast. That line is still subject to shift. We still got about, well, depending on when you're watching this, we still have through Friday midday to really fine-tune those details of where that rain is going to be for Friday night. But the farther to the northwest you go, the chances of getting rain, at least meaningful rain, is low. And that's also where not only will the highest probability of rain is, but the highest probability if we're going to get any strong storms, small hail, gusty winds would be. Very low risk for a severe storm, but it's possible. Otherwise, it's going to feel a lot more comfortable today with those dew points dropping throughout the day, staying on the comfortable side tonight, but it does come up a little bit. And then it continues to come up heading into tomorrow. And once those dew points get above 60, that is certainly adding to the fuel with those storms to develop to potentially produce that hail and wind risk. Otherwise, by Saturday morning, we do start to usher in that drier air. So this is what I'm talking about with that kind of secondary frontal boundary. It's mainly that dry line, and yes, it comes with cooler temperatures too. At noon, we're still looking at mucky conditions in the southeastern half of our viewing area, and then here comes the drier air for the remainder of the day. That could also lead to a drop in temperatures a little bit earlier than expected. Here's noon. Not too bad, mid to upper 70s. Once you get into 5 o'clock, notice the wide range in temperatures from 64 in Concordia to 78 in Topeka. Continue to cool down, 50s and 60s by 7 p.m., and then by midnight, many spots in the low to mid 50s. So you get the idea that we're continuing to cool down. We'll be in the mid 40s for many spots Sunday morning, and that's generally about what we're going to have for lows for next week too, mid to upper 40s. Low, or highs rather, generally warm up briefly Monday and then cool down, staying right around 70 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with the sunshine. Probability of above average temperatures, no surprise there. I still am not seeing any widespread frost or freezes. Can we get an isolated one between, well, the rest of the month? Yes. One of our long-range computer models goes until Halloween, the 31st, so the rest of the month. No widespread 30s. Certainly no widespread low 30s. Could that change? Yes. So that's why you should keep checking back in for updates, and don't be surprised if that changes. But right now, with that model that goes until Halloween, 7 p.m., Halloween evening, that model, low 60s. That's not bad. That's really not bad. We'll take that. That will definitely change. I will guarantee you that will not be the forecast by Halloween morning. So if you write that down, low 60s, it will not be that way. I can guarantee you that. But hey, it's just fun to look at. Keep checking back in daily for updates, especially with respect to that rain tomorrow night, and we'll keep you updated. Have a great day.